Physical activity and games are a great way to infuse and integrate literacy in your out of school time program because kids are already having fun and they're engaged in the game. So it's a great way to engage them in practicing these literacy skills in a way that they're already having fun. It's also great because kids who are kinesthetic learners or who learn by moving and actively playing, it gives them a way to really practice the literacy skills. And kinesthetic learners, that is a type of learning that isn't always necessarily practiced in schools. So it's giving those learners a chance to practice learning in a way that's best for them. So today we're going to look at a few different activities from BOSTnet's Imagination Vacation Curriculum, our literacy curriculum, and see how we infused a literacy concept into a physical activity game that kids already know and love. When you're thinking of a way to integrate literacy into a physically active game, you first need to think of what your literacy objective is for the kids. So this is a literacy skill or concept that you want the kids to practice. This can be decided upon based on what you feel the kids need to practice. Maybe you notice there's something that they're struggling with. It might be looking through the Massachusetts curriculum frameworks, or it might just be choosing from a list that your supervisor or somebody gave you. So the example that I'm going to choose right now is rhyming. I'm choosing this because it shows up in the language arts curriculum frameworks in pre-K through third grade. It shows up a lot. It's an important skill because it shows up in the frameworks. It's important for understanding language and sounds. And it's fun. It can be silly. Dr. Seuss books are great. Kids love them. So we're going to think about rhyming. And so then I'm going to think about what game do I know, do the kids know, where I can change it just that little tiny bit, put rhyming in, and we can practice rhyming while playing this game that the kids already know and love. And the game that I chose was freeze tag. So I thought to myself, all right, I can see a way that I could add rhyme into freeze tag to change it a little bit. And the way that I'm going to do that is when instead of just tagging a child to unfreeze them, when the child goes to tag and unfreeze them, they'll say bat as they tag the child who's frozen. And then the child will have to then say a word that rhymes back. And so they might say cat, and then they can be unfrozen. So the way you play freeze tag, in case you're unaware, is it's like normal tag, but there's somebody who's it. And when they tag somebody, that person then becomes frozen in space, and so they freeze. And so there's somebody who can unfreeze them, and they have to run around. And then that person who's the unfreezer can tag those who are frozen, and then those people are back in. And so instead of just being back in, they have to then say a word that rhymes to get back in. Pause really quickly so you can see what that lesson plan looks like. And you can also download the PDF to see a little bit more. So I like this game because freeze tag's a great game because most kids already know how to play it. There's no materials required, and you can play it with almost any number of children. You don't need a lot to play, and you don't need to have very few. No materials needed. You can play it in the inside, outside in a gym, or inside in a gym, or outside in a big field. And it's really easy to just add that rhyming piece to it. And when you have this objective in mind, it's easy to take this type of game and infuse that piece of rhyming into it. So as we think of these high active physical activity games with the literacy component, it's really important to have that literacy objective. And once you have that literacy objective, you need to think about what games work well where I can infuse this piece into them. Because if the kids know the game, they're going to be excited to play it. And you can say, you know, I have this cool new piece that we're just going to add a little bit to it. And then try it out. See if it works. If it doesn't, you know, you can try it again, or you can change it up just a little bit more for the next time. So now my challenge to you is to try it out yourself. I want you to think of some literacy skill, such as rhyming or spelling, Or it could also be story structure or telling a story, thinking about the beginning, the middle, and the end. It could be verbs. It could be practicing the alphabet. And I want you to think about adding it to a game in your program, thinking about a game that you love, that the kids love, and what is a way that you can change that game just a little bit and adding that literacy skill to it. And I want you to share that idea with a coworker, talk about how they think it would work, and then I want you to try it with the kids. And see, do they love it? Do they even realize that they're practicing that literacy skill? And really see how you can infuse literacy in that really fun way that's keeping the kids engaged, keeping them practicing literacy, and having a good time.